Indian mythology is not just about gods and demons, it's a story of powerful celestial weapons that could end entire civilizations. Today we uncover the 5 most terrifying weapons from Hindu scriptures, including a weapon so deadly that even the gods feared using it. Get ready to explore the arsenals of the gods, weapons forged in cosmic fire, capable of unimaginable destruction. From fiery arrows that rain from the heavens to weapons that could shatter the fabric of reality itself, we're about to dive deep into the myths and legends that have captivated humanity for millennia. First up, we have the Brahmastra, the weapon that makes an atomic bomb look like a firecracker. This wasn't just some magical sword or spear, this was the weapon to end all weapons. Imagine a force so powerful that it could decimate entire armies in a blink, leaving behind a wasteland where nothing could grow for centuries. The ancient texts describe its effects as eerily similar to what we today call radiation poisoning. And get this, when NASA scientists studied the descriptions of the Brahmastra, they found chilling parallels to the aftermath of nuclear explosions. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe, just maybe, our ancient ancestors possessed knowledge far beyond what we give them credit for. The Brahmastra wasn't just a weapon, it was a symbol of ultimate power. It was said to be created by Brahma, the creator god himself, and only a select few possessed the knowledge to wield it. Imagine the responsibility, the sheer terror of holding such power in your hands. One of the most famous stories of the Brahmastra involves the warrior Ashwatthama, who, in a fit of rage, unleashed this weapon to avenge his fallen comrades. But the Brahmastra wasn't a weapon to be used lightly. It was a double-edged sword, capable of destroying both the enemy and the user. The texts tell us that the Brahmastra left behind a radioactive-like effect. Nothing could grow where it landed. Ashwatthama, consumed by grief and rage, even used it to curse the wombs of his enemies' descendants. This weapon wasn't just about winning a battle, it was about annihilating entire bloodlines. So, was the Brahmastra a primitive form of nuclear weapon? Did ancient civilizations possess technologies that we can only dream of today? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Because sometimes the line between myth and reality is thinner than we think. Next up is a weapon so terrifying, so utterly devastating that it was said to have been used only once in history, the Narayanaastra. Imagine a weapon that could unleash a storm of millions of fiery projectiles, each one locking onto its target with pinpoint accuracy. There was no escape, no defense against this weapon's wrath. The Narayanaastra wasn't just a weapon, it was the embodiment of divine retribution. It was said to be the weapon of Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, and it was only used in the most dire of circumstances. Imagine being on a battlefield, facing an army that possessed the Narayanaastra. You see it unleashed, a blinding flash of light, and then the sky itself seems to ignite with millions of fiery streaks, each one homing in on your position. What do? Where do you run when the very heavens are raining down fire upon you? The ancient texts tell us that the only way to survive the Narayanaastra was to completely surrender. Drop your weapons, fall to your knees, and pray to Vishnu for mercy. Because any act of resistance, any attempt to fight back would only make the weapon's fury grow stronger. The Narayanaastra wasn't just about physical destruction, it was about breaking your will to fight, about forcing you to confront the futility of resistance against the divine. It was a weapon that targeted not just your body, but your very soul. The story goes that the Narayanaastra was used only once in the epic battle of Kurukshetra by the warrior Ashwatthama. Yes, the same guy who used the Brahmastra. Talk about a one-man apocalypse. Faced with certain defeat, Ashwatthama unleashed the Narayanaastra in a desperate attempt to turn the tide of the war. So, what do you think? If you were on a battlefield and you saw the Narayanaastra unleashed, would you surrender and pray for mercy, or would you fight to the bitter end? Let me know in the comments below. Chapter 3. Pashupatastra, the universe-shattering weapon. Now let's talk about a weapon so powerful, so utterly terrifying, that it was said to be capable of destroying all of creation, the Pashupatastra. This wasn't just a weapon of mass destruction, this was a weapon of cosmic annihilation. The Pashupatastra was said to be the personal weapon of Shiva, the destroyer god, the embodiment of cosmic energy and destruction. It was a weapon that could obliterate entire galaxies, unravel the fabric of spacetime, and reduce the universe to its primordial state. Imagine holding the power to reset the cosmos in your hands, to wipe the slate clean and start anew. The sheer responsibility, the terrifying potential of such a weapon is almost unimaginable. The Mahabharata, the ancient Indian epic, hints that the Pashupatastra was never used, even in the midst of the most devastating war mankind had ever known. Why? Because the wise knew that to unleash the Pashupatastra was to invite cosmic chaos, to risk unraveling the very fabric of existence. Some scholars believe that the Pashupatastra was more than just a weapon. It was a metaphor for the destructive forces that lie dormant within the universe, forces that even the gods feared to unleash. It was a reminder that even in the face of ultimate power, there are some lines that should never be crossed. So, was the Pashupatastra a real weapon? Or was it a cautionary tale, a myth designed to warn us about the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our comprehension? Let me know what you think in the comments below, because sometimes the most terrifying weapons are the ones that remain unused. Chapter 4. Bhargavastra, the unstoppable storm of arrows. Now let's talk about a weapon that was less about cosmic annihilation and more about sheer unrelenting firepower, the Bhargavastra. This wasn't a single weapon but rather a divine weapon system, capable of unleashing a torrential storm of fiery arrows that could obliterate entire armies. Imagine standing on a battlefield, facing an enemy that possesses the Bhargavastra. You see them invoke its power, and suddenly, the sky above you darkens as if a storm cloud has descended upon the earth. But this is no ordinary storm. This is a storm of fiery death, raining down thousands upon thousands of flaming arrows, each one imbued with the power to incinerate anything in its path. The Bhargavastra was said to be the weapon of Parashurama, the sixth avatar of Vishnu, a warrior sage who was renowned for his mastery of archery and his unwavering sense of justice. It was a weapon that embodied both the destructive power of nature and the precision of a master archer. Unlike some of the other weapons we've discussed, the Bhargavastra wasn't about wiping out entire civilizations or resetting the cosmic order. It was a weapon of war, designed to eliminate enemy combatants with ruthless efficiency. But that's not to say it wasn't a terrifying weapon in its own right. The ancient texts tell us that the only way to counter the Bhargavastra was to meet it with an equally powerful celestial weapon. Trying to defend against it with conventional means was like trying to stop a hurricane with a fly swatter, a futile exercise in futility. So, the Bhargavastra, while not as cosmically destructive as the Brahmastra or the Pashupatastra, was still a force to be reckoned with, a weapon that could turn the tide of battle in an instant. It was a reminder that even in the realm of gods and celestial weapons, sometimes the simplest solutions are the deadliest. Chapter 5. The Ultimate Showdown. Which weapon reigns supreme? We've explored the arsenals of the gods, delved into the myths and legends surrounding these celestial weapons, and pondered their terrifying potential. But now, the ultimate question remains: which of these weapons was the most dangerous, the most awe-inspiring, the most capable of shaping the destiny of gods and mortals alike? Was it the Brahmastra with its nuclear-like power to obliterate entire civilizations and leave behind a wasteland of radiation? Or was it the Narayanastra, the weapon of divine retribution that could target entire armies with pinpoint accuracy, leaving no escape from its fiery wrath? Perhaps it was the Pashupatastra, the universe-shattering weapon that even the gods feared to unleash, capable of unraveling the very fabric of existence and resetting the cosmic order. Or maybe it was the Bhargavastra, the unstoppable storm of fiery arrows that could overwhelm any defense and incinerate entire armies in a maelstrom of fire. Each of these weapons possessed its own unique qualities, its own terrifying potential for destruction. But ultimately, the answer to the question of which was the most dangerous lies not in the weapons themselves, but in the hands of those who wielded them. For a weapon is only as dangerous as the intent of its user. In the hands of a benevolent god, even the most powerful weapon could be a force for good, used to protect the innocent and maintain cosmic balance. But in the hands of a vengeful deity, or a power-hungry mortal, even the most seemingly insignificant weapon could unleash unimaginable chaos. So, as we marvel at the awesome power of these celestial weapons, let us also remember the responsibility that comes with wielding such power. For in the end, it is not the weapons themselves that determine our fate, but the choices we make in how we use them. We've journeyed through ancient scriptures and explored the arsenals of the gods, From Brahmastra's terrifying power to Pashupatastra's universe-altering capabilities, these weapons of Hindu mythology make you wonder, don't they? Did ancient civilizations possess knowledge beyond our current understanding? It's fascinating to think that stories passed down through generations might hold clues to lost technologies or advanced scientific understanding. Were these celestial weapons simply products of imagination, or did they represent something tangible? Something perhaps even more powerful than we can currently comprehend? Join us next time as we delve deeper into the mysteries of ancient India, exploring the forgotten cities and unexplained phenomena that continue to baffle scientists and historians alike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out.